All right, welcome to the Creation to Cash Flow podcast. On this podcast, we help content creators and entrepreneurs improve their mindset so you can all achieve financial freedom and make the world a better place and do cool philanthropic things. So, welcome to episode 104. It has been, I know we're just like constant milestones, but it's good to celebrate things. This marks 2 years.
Wow. Wow. Wait, so 58 plus 58 is 104?
No,
52 plus 52?
unfortunately.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so
That's
sorry.
that's
Oh, my
that's
brain.
that's a tough look right there for the pod. We're gonna have to leave that one in for
Oh
sure. Hopefully,
no.
hopefully everyone's getting a kick out of that at least. But you know what? You're not our math wizard, right? You're amazing at other things.
Oh man. It's morning. It's still morning.
That was tough.
Your
That was
face
tough.
was priceless. I was close. I don't know where that came from. Oh,
It's all good. It's all good. You're good at other stuff, Michelle. Don't worry.
thanks, Nick. Thanks.
All right. So anyway, before we forget, well, we have a really good episode for you guys. Sometimes I forget that you guys see the title, so it's not like this grand giveaway. Like y'all already know what it's going to be about for the most part. But anyway, it's very important. Michelle, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing really good. Nick has seen this because Nick and I work together a lot. There are some days where my ADHD just really surpasses all functionality of me. And so sometimes my brain goes faster than like my speech, or they're just not aligned. And so that's what just happened. And Nick has seen this. There's meetings I lead sometimes where I'm literally like not saying the right thing. Like the other day, I was like, oh, we're hiring 2 people, and I meant interviewing. So anyway, today's one of those days. So buckle up, my friends. Buckle up. Nick can, what is it called whenever you take apart something to make it make sense? Translate.
Sure,
Nick can
sure. I'll
translate for me.
I'll be your translator.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in good spirits. I'm very grateful to just be here. Uh, I'm good. I'm just a little off, but not in a bad way.
Sure, happens to me all the time.
No, it does not. No, no, that is a lie.
All right. Well, anyway, great podcast coming for you guys today. We are talking about putting your happiness before money. If you clicked into this one, get ready. Get ready to confront some of your demons because truly we're all stuck in this fight and chase for money. Meanwhile, like we're hoping to earn money so that we can like do the things that we were putting off during the chase for money, and it's like you could just do the stuff now that makes you feel good and happy. So anyway, how does that sit with you, Michelle?
Oh man. It's crazy because we're all raised, and I think it's normal in society to think that money comes before happiness, but it's so backwards. It is so incredibly backwards. And you have to be happy and grateful before the money can even flow into your life. Otherwise, there's a barrier. Just you're putting up a wall. It's so backwards to put money before happiness. And we're both living proof of this shift that it is actually happiness comes before money.
Yeah, and it's really important to distinguish this because like our brain is really really good at persuading us why we can't live that way because it's like, well, money, happiness doesn't pay the bills, and like our brain is really good at giving us reasons that we just have to put money first. Um, but I'm really blessed to have spent the last 3 weeks in various parts of Costa Rica, mostly in the jungle, and I got a really, really good taste of how to put happiness before money. Because, for example, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see I just got this
I haven't seen it
tattoo.
yet. Oh my
You haven't
gosh.
seen it,
I haven't
really?
seen it. Look, we're matching bicep tattoos.
Pretty cool. So, this was hand poked. It took
Oh,
4 hours.
that is incredible. How did it feel?
Not good. Not a good spot. To like
I
one,
know.
one, one. It wasn't great. Shout out to Shahaf, my tattoo artist, if she's listening. Also, there was a panther outside the open window while we were doing this.
Wow. That's a little scary, but also beautiful.
I was gonna say it wasn't super dreamy. It was like looking at me. I was like, Shahaf, do you have a cat? She was like, yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, oh, cool. Like a black cat. She was like, oh no, he's gray. He's a chubby boy. And I was like, oh, you don't have like a black muscular cat that looks like it eats German shepherds? And she was like, no. I was like, and then it ran off because it was looking at me. It heard me talking about it, and it was like it was offended, so it must have ran off. But it was pretty wild. Me and Jose also had a wild boar encounter that same morning.
Wow.
Anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked. I bought the tattoo with Bitcoin, which was cool.
Wow.
And I went to send her a $200 tip as well because I was just like, she crushed it. It looks so good. I'm so pleased. She put so much extra love into it, and also like squeezed this appointment in on like she's trying to live her own life. It was my last day, and she wouldn't accept it.
Wow. Why?
She was like, I don't need it. I had so much fun doing it, and I love what I got paid to do it. I don't need it.
Wow.
And I don't think and I'm guilty of this myself. I don't think I know a single American person that would refuse a $200 tip for something that they spent 4 hours on.
No, I would not refuse that.
I wouldn't either. But there's a big lesson in that. And like, sure, maybe the cost of living is lower there, right? That $200 goes a long way in the jungle versus here. I spent $480 at Whole Foods 3 days ago. So, like, sure, I think I would have accepted it, but it's just interesting to unpack why. Like, why would someone say no to money? Maybe they have a really good sense of self and happiness, and they know that money doesn't equal happiness. So what are they going to do with it? Like, if you already have the life that you want, you don't need more money. But the challenge is that in the US, our culture and social media and everything just perpetuates that you don't have the life you want, and you want to be more like that person, and I want to live in a penthouse like Michelle, but Michelle is looking at a house in the hills because someone else has that. And like, we can always play this game of like, I want that, I want that, I want that. But like, if you're not rooted in self, and if you don't just love who you are in your daily routines, it can be this chase that never ends. So not to penthouse shame you there, but
I
like,
don't feel shame. I'm grateful.
yeah, I mean, fuck yeah, you should be. Like, there's also a lot of beauty to like, you worked hard, you have nice stuff. I still want nice stuff. I still want to get a $500 massage some days, right? Like, I like having nice shit. But at the same time, I just thought it was so interesting. It was so out of this world that like she wouldn't accept it.
That's so crazy. Yeah, that's just crazy. That's beautiful. Like that's amazing that she did that. It's such a cool story. I do think that I love giving and I know how blessed I feel to give. So when somebody gives to me, I know they feel blessed and then I can go give that to someone else too. So it's not even like it depends on what are your intentions behind getting that $200 tip. Like what are you going to do with it? How are you feeling about it? Do you feel like you needed this or you weren't going to survive? Are you feeling like, oh, this is amazing, now I can go bless others? Or like, what is your intention? What is your feeling behind it? I think is everything. That is everything. So yeah, it's very cool.
I also love to give. Like, I love to tip. Kyra had to leave the trip a little earlier than me, and the driver that I sent her with, it was she had like a 4 hour drive to the airport, so it was $200. So I gave her $240 to give to the guy. Usually tips are 10% there, so that's a 20% tip. So like that's super solid. Um, and then the guy messaged me the next day, and he was like, sorry, like there's been a really big mistake. Like, you accidentally gave me $240 and the ride was only supposed to be 200. And I was like, dude, that's for you. And like, he sent like the nicest, most grateful message back. And I was like, it's like, that felt really good. But it's just crazy. It's just crazy, like how valuable money can be. And in Costa Rica, how little is required to be happy.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a culture thing because my housekeeper that lives in Los Angeles, she's not from here, but I think she's from El Salvador. But I remember last year I tipped her like extra because she did a lot and we had Ollie and there was a lot of dog hair. And she messaged me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, no, you accidentally tipped me way too much." And I was like, "No, no, no, like that's for you." And she was like, "No, like I can't accept this. Like no, I think I tipped her like 40%. Like it was like way above because she already gives me a discount. I think because of all the times that we've like worked together and I've helped her with stuff. But I was like, no, like you're taking this. Like you have to take this. And she was just like, but I don't know why. And I was like, no, like you're taking it. And I was so happy to do that. But she, living in Los Angeles, owning her own company, providing for her family, still was like, no, no, no. And that goes so much into her, like her honesty, her like authenticity, her trust of like, oh, oh my gosh, this person over tipped or whatever. Like, how many people just wouldn't say anything, you know?
Yeah, so it's just interesting because like we're just doing our best here in the US, like culturally, like we were all raised to be like take that money. So it's just so interesting that in other cultures that's not what they're used to. And I mean, when you leave the US, you just immediately feel like a sense of relaxation and like a lack of dependence on money because you meet people that have less, yet they live more. They live better. They're happier with less. So it's just so interesting to me to spend time really thinking about like the way that we endlessly chase money and we self-debt. I used this word on the last podcast, but we put ourselves in debt. We sacrifice our time and our health so that later on in life we can relax, and then we're paying that money to try and buy more time and now deal with the health problems that we've caused over the years. Like that's just like a typical life cycle in the US, and it's sad. So I'm I'm grateful for these lessons and to know that happiness should come before money. And I have a pretty hard hitting example of this. Would you like to hear it, Michelle?
I would, but I will say there are places you go where you leave the US that are just as bad. So it's not just leaving the US, it is specific areas. So I just wanted to say that real quick. And also, I want everyone to know there's nothing wrong with wanting money. It's just don't sacrifice your happiness for the money because I want a lot of money because I want to provide a lot of value. I want to invest and help creatives build their movie and get their TV show going and get that short in a film festival. Like there are things I want to do that I can't do without money. But I'm not going to sacrifice who I am and what I love for the money. So I just wanted to clarify that because I don't want people thinking like, oh my God, they're going to be anti-money now because we're definitely not at all.
Yeah, no, I fucking love money. I intend to have a lot of it for the same reasons. But here, I'll just drop the
Tell
example
me,
now.
yes, 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 I'm here.
I'm glad you wanted to hear. It would be really awkward if I didn't get to share this. Warren Buffett. Do you know Warren Buffett's net worth, Michelle?
15 billion.
15 billion. Not a bad guess, actually. 135 billion.
Okay, well, at least I knew it was billions. There's a win
You
for me.
that was a pretty good guess. I don't know what I would have guessed. I think I would have probably guessed something around like 10 billion. So yeah, I think you would have beat me. But anyway, Warren Buffett, net worth $135 billion with a B. That is more money than you could ever understand. Even 1 billion, that is more money than you could ever possibly understand, than you could use in your lifetime. It is an ungodly amount of money, even a billion. He has 134 others to go along with that one. He still lives in the same $31,000 house he bought in 1958.
Wow.
It's currently, due to like inflation and things, that house is worth about 350 or $400,000. But he has a 6,500 square foot, which is pretty good. It's pretty sizable. It's a comfortable house. Five bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house in, I think it was in Omaha, Nebraska. I didn't write that down. And he's lived there always. Do you know why?
Tell me.
He says, I'm happy here. And I'd move if I thought I'd be happier somewhere else.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Can you imagine if I were to give any one of our listeners even $1 billion, I know the first thing that they would do, because this is what I would do, is buy houses everywhere. And you know what would probably happen? I would probably just be trying to fill the holes in my heart with materials and things. And at some, like, sure, it would be awesome at first. Like, I would, house in Nantucket, house in Key West, house in Wyoming. Like, yeah, that would be amazing at first. And it would be really cool. And I know it's not like he doesn't travel. Like, I know he travels and stays in amazing places. But all of that does not actually create happiness. Like, happiness truly comes from you deciding that you feel good and doing things that make you uncomfortable and being proud of who you are, and like getting a good workout. Like, I feel happiest when I meditated, when I spent time in the sauna, when I did a cold shower, when I got a good workout in. Things that are typically free or cost very little money. That's what really makes me feel happy. Not having a million houses, not having all this stuff that I don't use. Like, to a degree, yeah, it's nice to have a cool sauna. Like, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky to have that. But like, I could sit in the sun and be equally as happy. So I just find it crazy that Warren Buffett still lives in the same house that he bought in 1958.
That's amazing. I love that example. And it's true. I feel like it just goes back to, and I know a lot of our listeners struggle with this because I do too. Like, are you sacrificing who you are and what you want because you're chasing the paycheck, because you're chasing the money? It's very important to know what even makes you happy. And if your happiness comes only from material things, that is a whole other conversation to where you have to re not readjust, but like you need to reset.
Recalibrate.
Yes, recalibrate, reset your nervous system and your dopamine levels. And you need to honestly evaluate your life because it is so crazy. This morning I woke up grateful for toothpaste. I was like, I buy these Amazon ones, it comes in a pack of 4. And I was like, I remember a few years ago when I couldn't even afford a tube of toothpaste, and then my mom like sent some through Instacart. And I was just looking at my little 4-pack, like, I am so grateful I can get toothpaste. Like, I was literally grateful for toothpaste sitting in my penthouse, like, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. Like, money flows to me. I have toothpaste. Like, that was my conversation with myself this morning. Like, it's just little things. I know that's a material thing, but it was just like the thought of, like, oh, I can do this. Yesterday, I laid in the sun and worked, and I was eating an orange on the rooftop, literally burning. It's turning to a tan. But I was like, wow, I can't believe I get to be somewhere where there's sunshine and I get to soak it up. Like, this is such a blessing. And it was free, like the orange cost money, but still, it's just those things are not thoughts I had a few years ago. Guess what else I didn't have a few years ago? Money, happiness, joy. Because what was I thinking about? What can I do to do this? Well, I need to, hustle and all of these things. Focus on other people and like I'm helping, but I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I'm doing. Those were my thoughts back then.
What a beautiful share. Um, your moment in the sun. I feel that too. Like, when I sit in the sun, I just feel so grateful. Like, just to be comfortable in the sun, because like yes, like we're animals at heart, but like, animals like to sit in the sun. Like, we're just really intelligent animals, and sometimes we're too intelligent for our own good. There's a really good quote by I believe it's a girl named Jules Renard, French author. I got to work on my French pronunciation because last week we had issues as well. Probably not saying that right, but Jules Renard is how it looks like it would be said by an American like myself. A French author who valued creative endeavors more than financial gain. The quote is, "I finally know what distinguishes humans from other beasts: financial worries."
That's so true.
Other than that, we're the same. We need food, water, shelter. We like to play, and that's the same for all other animals. Like, what is different about us? Like, sure, maybe our shelters are more sophisticated, right? And like, maybe our food and our diet is a little more complex, but that's true of all intelligent organisms. The only thing that's different is financial worries. And we paralyze ourselves with financial worries all the time. But realistically, if you put your happiness first before the chase of money, and you find ways to dial back your lifestyle so that you don't have the financial worries, that seems to be the sweet spot for the most amount of happiness. Because sure, like you can self debt and work so hard to afford the most amazing place to live and things, and you might be under a little bit more stress, and maybe you love that. Maybe that's what you want for your life. But there are lessons in slowing down, dialing back your lifestyle, and not needing so much money so that you don't have to force yourself to work on things that don't actually align with you or make you feel inspired. And that was a big unlock for me. Like, I could take on a bunch of coaching clients right now and have even more money and be able to live in an even nicer place and get better furniture and do these things. But the person that will pay the price of that is me, because I'll have to put myself into time debt in order to now accommodate for my new lifestyle. So it's interesting thinking about how you'll either make more money or be happier in the long run if you don't have to force yourself to do things and work on things that you don't want to do.
Well, also, the reason you don't want to do them is because you're not supposed to be doing them. There are so many things that I do day to day that I love doing. I lose track of time. I don't feel like I'm being drained. I don't feel drained after. I'm like relaxed, but I'm very focused and working hard. And that allows my output of, or my input, whatever, that allows my action of doing what I love to then give the opportunity for the abundance of money to come my way. But also, I want to say, like, we can say these things all day long, Nick, but people won't know their unique, specific threshold until they go through it, until they have a crash, until they burn, until they figure out what is it that I like doing. And do I still like doing that a year later? Do I need to shift it? This is something, especially with creative people, we're actually not going to love the same thing our entire lives. And that's because we're creative, we're evolving, we're innovating, we're doing different things. And it's like entrepreneurial people, creative people, we need to kind of always get really close to that boundary, and then we have to decide between the happiness and the money. And you should always choose the happiness. You should always choose the things that are making you feel good, the green flags, not the red flags, because the red flags are red flags for a reason. You're not supposed to do those. That is a good indication in your soul, this isn't for me, and that's okay. Don't see it as you're like losing anything. And one thing that I heard this morning from Joe Dispenza is about setbacks. And on Monday, Nick and I had a conversation about what should our topic be about. And I mentioned something to him that immediately got me so, like, after I said it, I was like, why am I thinking like that? Like, it was almost like I had a little bit of a lack mindset of, I'm losing money right now. I have, my savings has gone down a lot over the past 6 months. And I was like, oh, I feel like I just need to change some things. Like maybe I shouldn't be in this penthouse anymore. Like maybe I should, I don't know. I was just kind of all over the place. And after I said that to Nick, I immediately was like, wait, that is not actually what's happening. And when I listened to the podcast this morning, it made sense where Joe Dispenza was like, your setbacks are not setbacks. They're all set ups. Like if you're in a relaxed state, you have an abundant mindset, you're doing what you love doing, you're working towards that, but you're not overworking with a lack mindset. Everything's already coming your way. A lot of times, people to get to the next level, the next income threshold, your nervous system will try to shut you down and try to stop you from getting there constantly because you're not comfortable with that. And so your setbacks are not setbacks, they're actually set ups for that next level to reach past that barrier. And so I started seeing it like that, and I'm already attracting more opportunities, more relaxation, more abundance and money into my life. And I was like, oh, it's so crazy how a simple mindset shift will literally bring what you love into your life, but it can also stop what you love from being your life.
Wow. Oh, I'm upset that like I have to respond to that now and I can't just like sit with it for a while. Oh, that was so powerful. Oh my goodness. Your setbacks are not setbacks, they're setups.
Isn't it true though? It's almost like Like, think of the things, like the bungee things that you pull back and then you snap it. What are those called?
A slingshot?
Yes, thank you. See, Nick is my translator today, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Slingshot. Think of you as the thing in the slingshot, and sometimes you're there, but it feels like you're being pulled back and going backwards, but you're not. It's only because you're gonna then propel straight forward, past, further past what you even thought or could imagine would be possible. And that's what I see life as right now. Like, that's what I see my life as, and I can already see all of the things happening, and I'm like, ah, okay, we're back, we're back.
It's very cool watching that process unfold right in front of you, because like I could literally just see your whole body and demeanor change when you're like talking about how you were having that lack moment, and then you start like trusting in it, and like I just watched your whole body change. And it's very interesting how your physical state is so related to all of these things, like the chase for money, the chase for happiness, lack mindset, abundance mindset. Like these things manifest in other places. So we're not just saying this to be all like high and mighty, like pick happiness over money, even though we have a lot of money. Like that's not it at all. Like if y'all see how I live, you'd be like, okay, damn, he's practicing what he's saying right now. And if you see how Michelle lives, you're gonna see that too. Because even though Michelle is an amazing place that she lives, you are not like egregious at all with your spending. You're so giving.
Yeah.
Like you are so giving and kind and generous with your money and the way that you share with people around you. So like you can have everything. Like we're not asking you guys to decide between is it money or happiness. It's like no. On your chase for money, just be sure that you're putting your happiness first, because like one of our goals is to sell our business that we're building and to sell it one day for a lot of money. But like when it comes to selling a business, like would I rather sell it in 4 years and I busted ass so hard that I didn't get to enjoy the 4 years? Or would I rather sell it in 5 years and I had healthy balance and breaks and I got to take good care of myself and I didn't sacrifice my health? And in a case like that, I'm going with the 5 year option. I'd like to pick the 6 year option if that's available, actually. And I can slow down even more and just be grounded in the journey, because I move so quick sometimes. Like the minute I got back to Jersey, I caught myself like trying to like work so hard that I could make up for the 3 weeks that I was gone, even though I worked during those 3 weeks. If anything, I had more creative output during those 3 weeks that I slowed down. Like, yes, I might have been doing a little less day to day stuff, but overall, my brain, body, mind, and soul were in a better place, and the quality of my work was better. And now that I'm back in Jersey, it's just time to find the balance of all of that. So, like, my morning routine, I'm doing the same routine that I had in Costa Rica. And like, sure, do I lose a little bit more time in the morning? Yes. But is the quality of my work after better? And do I feel better? And did I put my health first? Yes. And that is a worthwhile sacrifice.
Hmm. Yeah, such a great point. Morning routines also are everything. That you should mention the phone thing, because every single podcast, YouTube video, whatever I listen to, every single one mentions not to look at your phone when you wake up in the morning. That cannot be a coincidence that the most successful, wealthy people in the world say this. So, do you want to remind our amazing people?
Maybe you should. It's been 2 years. Might be time for you to drop it once.
Nick says, and I quote, move your cell phone charger away from your bed.
That
Yes,
was good.
you can continue it because that's all I know.
Good. That was a good, Nick. You brought the energy that I usually bring, where I'm like, guys, oh my god, move your fucking phone charger away from your bed, please. Like, if you listen to this and you still haven't done that, I'm really disappointed in you, because then you're probably the type of person that also hasn't given us a good review on Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever it is. And I urge you to listen to these words and do those things, because those things help you. They will help you quite a lot. Even though it's hard, right? You got to like, oh, I got to take time out of my day. I got to go rate this podcast. But if you've been live laugh loving this podcast, do us a favor and leave that review. And if you want to unlock more life and have healthier boundaries between you and your device, move the phone charger away. You will be so glad you did both of these things because it feels good to give. It will feel good to give to us. It doesn't cost you anything. And it will feel good to give yourself that time and mental energy in the morning back because the first thing you see won't be your phone. And if you have an alarm and you keep it next to your bed because you have an alarm, it's actually great across the room because then when the alarm goes off, you have to get up and you have to go turn it off, but then keep your phone over there. So I hope that you guys do that because that unlocked so much for me when I did it. Like in Costa Rica, one of the places I stayed, the only outlet was like by the bed. Like I didn't really have another option. So I kept my phone in the kitchen. Like I was like, I'm not about to get caught. What if one of our listeners comes and breaks into my bedroom and takes a picture and my phone is right next to my head? Not to mention all the terrible EMF radiation that your phone gives off. It gives off more when it's charging, by the way, if you didn't know. So, on top of what it's already giving off when it's charging, like, would you ever want to sleep within 5 feet of what's practically a radioactive device? Like, no, I would hope not. In fact, a lot of places turn off the Wi-Fi at night in Costa Rica. Jose turns off the Wi-Fi, and we slept like kings. I've heard other people talk about how much better you sleep when you do this, and they say they're like, "Don't knock it until you try it." But like, you're not on your phone at night anyway. You're not using your Wi-Fi, so why would you have it on when you're sleeping, knowing that like it is giving off a very low level of radiation that's affecting your body? And I was like, that makes a lot of sense, actually. So that's something that I'm now working to incorporate here.
Well, I watch The Office to fall asleep, so I need Wi-Fi for that. Maybe I'll stop that habit. It's been like 6 years now that I've been doing that. So, but I'm doing just fine. I don't have any any motivation to do that quite yet. But Ethiopia, I did sleep amazing, and we obviously didn't even have like any electricity, so it was great. I do want to bring something up because on a call right before we're filming this, you told one of our amazing listeners, Garen, to write a list about something. We are making a podcast episode about that. But I wanted to say that because Nick, I've been watching this show for my acting class. I had to watch a show called In Treatment, and it's really good. It's a therapist who has sessions with different people. And the thing about the way that it's written, the TV show, is that you put yourself in the shoes of the person that's going through therapy. So they're getting therapy, so you're learning advice, but you're also relating and like putting yourself in these scenarios and like, oh no, that makes sense. Oh, this makes sense why these people are like this. And I was thinking, what if we did an episode one day where you and I are not having a therapy session, but instead you're explaining to people, instead of us both giving advice of like, here's what we do, what if it's, let's see what Nick is like in a coaching session where he's laying out, okay, Michelle, do this and this and this, and I'll do this. And like, we talk through it. Because when it's stuff like that, where it's like, here are my things, I think maybe hearing an example of that would be so helpful for people. So I wanted to bring that up because I want people to tell us, do you think that would be helpful or not? And also, I just want to see like Nick's process because he's such an amazing coach. He's a great life coach. He's a great business coach. And I want like people to get a little taste of that. You know what I mean? And I also need help with this. Like I do 100 things and I don't want to ever leave any of that out in social media or like stick to one thing. And so I just think it might be helpful to like see a session like that.
Maybe kind of like our our AYQ episodes. Maybe there's like another kind of episode that we do where maybe we bring on a guest who feels like they need some life coaching and they want to open themselves up on the podcast and we can try to help them with something like that. Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah, but I meant I would be the guest. Like I would be the person. Like we would be doing it together. I'm the person that you're going through it with, me.
Oh, I understand. Okay. Oh, that sounds super fun.
Instead of always being in like because we have been through a lot, so we have a lot to share. But I think sometimes it is helpful to see even like here are the things Michelle struggles with. Here's how we're going to help her through it, kind of thing. Here, and then I can explain. Here's what I would do. I think that could be super fun.
should we ask our listeners to like submit like something so that you can go off of, or do you feel like you already have something in mind, like the character you could play?
Well, I'm going to play who I am. Like, so for example, the Garen question, you guys will hear this soon, an AYQ episode. I think it could be helpful if when he sends that in, it's still an AYQ episode, but instead of us just giving him examples and stuff, we're actually going through an example with me, if that makes sense. That way, it's more so they're kind of seeing it like the show In Treatment, where I'm seeing these two sides in the show. They're hearing it in our podcast. I think it could be something fun to try out.
I'm totally with you. Okay, so you'll be playing Garen
No, I'll
essentially.
be playing Michelle because I have the same issue as Garen. You know what I mean?
Okay, I gotcha. All right, cool. I'm super excited for our next. It should be our next episode, but maybe it'll be the one after, just so I can prepare our listeners. But it'll be coming soon, so that'll be a really exciting one.
Yeah, we could try it. Just because sometimes we give advice, but there aren't examples. It's kind of like when you're filling out a like new profile somewhere. I like when they give me an example of what I should say in my creator bio instead of just like, here's what to do. Like I love examples and like real life scenarios. And so I think that could be really fun to try. I know that was so off topic, but I just thought of it.
No, I'm glad you shared. I'm sure our listeners are probably like, y'all better do it.
I hope so.
So I hope that they enjoyed being a part of that and seeing our own creative process. Is there anything else that you'd like to share on this money over happiness? I mean, happiness over money topic?
Oh Lord. Um I will just say, and we say it a lot, do what you love doing. There's a reason you love doing it. Money will come. The money will come. Don't sacrifice who you are or what you love for money because it's not supposed to work that way. You're supposed to be who you are, and then we're all supposed to thrive and live abundantly and be happy. The world would be such a better place if we were all just happy, right? So be the person that just focuses on what you enjoy, growing who you are, learning more about who you are and what you love. And yes, you can find ways to monetize it, but don't crush yourself into the ground trying to chase something that is money because it's just never going to work out. It never works out for me when I do that. I'm always like, why did I do that? I should know my lesson by now. And I immediately am like, no, like I've turned down thousands of dollars of collabs because I tell my assistant, like, that's going to be a nightmare. No, I'm not doing that. Like, it is not worth it for me to come across as inauthentic on social media for $10,000. No, thank you. Absolutely not. So
That was me. I think it was like late 2023, early 2024 doing like brand collabs that I'm just like, ugh, like this is such a chore, even though like I'm great at them. Like I did one for Motion, like the AI calendar tool. A lot of creators seem to have worked with them. I made one of the best videos that they've ever gotten, and I ended up getting paid probably $5,000 for this video because I did the usage rights in a very intelligent way where I was like, if y'all keep using this, like, just know that this is going to be the rate. And it was really crushing for them. And I made so much money doing this video, but like, I had to put myself in debt. I had to put myself in like time and energy debt to do it because I was already doing so many things. I'm building my coaching business. I'm building brands meet creators. We're doing this podcast. Like I was just doing too much and I was self-debting for money. And like, did I make a lot of money doing it? Yeah. What did I do with that money? Who the fuck knows? Nothing that significant. I would have been happier if I just like sat on the floor and meditated. So there's a lot of lessons, and like, yes, you do got to hit your baselines. You do have to make some amount of money. You do have to have trust that money will come, but you also can't sit back and not learn how to market your business and fix your flaws. So there's balance in everything. But if you put your happiness first and you work really hard and you devote yourself to your goals, the money is going to come. And if you're not overly attached to it, then you'll be able to use it to unlock more life, not to buy shit you don't need.
amen. Yeah, stuff which makes you stressed because then you have to find a place for it and it just becomes clutter.
On that note, I'll leave y'all with a little homework assignment. if you live, laugh, loved this podcast, just drop us a little rating, a little review, share it on your story, tell a friend about it. Just help us grow the show so that we don't have to start running a bunch of ads in order to feel like we're making a difference. You know, the I don't want to have to get paid to do this show. I would rather just be validated by you guys. If you're loving the show, that's the best way to let us know, because we check these things. So get involved, participate, share the show, go to creationofcashflow.com, submit questions. We do the show for you guys, and I want to keep it that way. So that's it. All of our links are below. If you guys want to check out my Instagram, my TikTok, Michelle's Instagram, her TikTok, any of our free resources, Amazon lists, we have all sorts of good stuff if you go press the links. So make sure you're following along. And also, too, if you guys enjoy the pod and you go follow our social media, go engage. Let me know. Drop a comment on one of my videos and be like, hey, like, I listen to your podcast. I love it. And now I'm enjoying your content too. Or do the same with Michelle. Because if you go follow us, but like we don't know that that's why you followed us, I'm not going to follow you back because I'm not going to know that that was why you followed me. So just go share some love and get involved. We love hearing from you guys. We love doing this for you. It's been 2 years of creation to cash flow. If that does not get you, if you've been listening for at least a while, share some love. If you share some love with us, we will share some value back. So I think that's it. Anything else, Michelle? Okay. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.